My name is Professor Mark Cohen. I'm a professor at RMIT University in Melbourne, Australia, and I've been talking about addiction and freedom and I guess the global crisis that we're all facing and the fact that at some level we're all addicted at the moment. There's personal addictions to nicotine and caffeine and alcohol, and there's socially sanctioned drugs, and there's illicit drugs. But as a society we're addicted to consumption, we're addicted to fossil fuels. We're addicted to the chemical and petrochemical industries that provide all our consumer goods. And those addictions are actually killing us, and they're killing the planet. We have rampant consumerism. We can buy anything we want any shape, colour or size. We're not really connected to the products we buy, and even though we've got everything we want, depression and insomnia are at epidemic proportions, and it doesn't make us happy. And really it's that rampant consumption, that the fact that we consume unconsciously, which is the essence of an addiction. You do something unconsciously and repetitively, wean ourselves off our addiction to fossil fuels. We have to wean ourselves off our addiction to petrochemical industry and chemical industry. And it's not going to be easy. There'll be massive withdrawal effects, there'll be massive upheaval and agitation and all the things that individuals go through when they're withdrawing. But that's the crisis we're all facing at the moment.
My name's Paul McGowan. I'm one of the VMOs at Riverland's Detox and Pharmacotherapy Unit in Lismore. Yes, tonight's a really valuable opportunity to talk to other health professionals about what we do and explain our role. What I find is that even amongst other health professionals, that people don't necessarily understand what a detox unit is, or a withdrawal management unit as we call it these days, and how that sits within the spectrum of what they have to offer. People often don't understand the difference between a rehab unit and a detox unit. Detoxing or withdrawing people from their drugs of dependence is only half of what we do. We also provide pharmacotherapy, which is treatment of chronic opioid dependency, and we do that by using methadone and buprenorphine. So the talk is really part explanatory to really go into the ins and outs of the philosophy of withdrawal management and methadone treatment, and also to give a sense of the talk subtitled Mayhem, Madness and Manipulation, to kind of give a sense of the nature of what it's like to work with people at that point in their addictive illness where they're giving up their drugs, which is often very chaotic. And they come to us chaotic, and in the process of withdrawing them from their drugs, we actually make them more chaotic. So it's a bit of a pressure cooker area of medicine.
My name is Dr. Adam Winstock. I'm a Senior Staff Specialist in Drug and Alcohol, and I work in Sydney South West Area Health Service, and I'm also associated with the National Drug and Alcohol Research Centre at the University of New South Wales, where I'm a Senior Lecturer. And I've come down and spoken at a conference in Byron, which was fascinating, because I'm talking to a whole bunch of people who've got a different view of the world and treatment to me, and I think I'm starting to learn a lot about what's missing in Western treatment. And I guess the start of the talk was basically identifying that addiction or dependence is a disease. And if you accept that, the expectation of society and treatment services and individuals is that health clearly has the answer. But addiction, like other diseases, actually has got its roots that extend far beyond health and actually are embedded in the social metrics of the society that we all live in. But I guess the bonus is that if you can actually manage addiction holistically as a disease and bring in all the other social kind of interventions such as education, holistic health, parenting, opportunities for work and education, the benefits you get in that individual extend way beyond improved individual health. They extend to society. And, people become better parents and happier environments for kids to grow up in. So the benefits are really good.
My name's Henry Osiki. I'm a nutritional biochemist. My interests are basically in cancer and sleep physiology and mental health. I came across addiction because I had a few patients with it, obviously, and I tried to understand why people are addicted and realised that a lot of the pathways of addiction were similar to the pathways that I've used in dealing with mental illness. and I just transported the information I knew about neurophysiology, neurobiochemistry, and looked at the pathways of addiction and said, well, dopamine is involved, or serotonin is involved, or an opiate's involved, or neuropeptide is involved. And then I said, how can I modulate those particular neurotransmitters and normalise that in an actual addictive person? And when I did that, you started getting better results in these individuals. If you look at a mental illness, you either got too much or too little of something. Too much dopamine or too little, are two forms of schizophrenia. One's grandiose, the other one's loss of effect. Addiction is the same, because what's happening is you're using chemicals that are depleting your neurotransmitter reserves. Put on methadone and opiate withdrawal, majority go back to the drug in 68 days. Put the nutritional component only, well, all we're doing is they're just putting a few vitamins and minerals, and it took 262 days. Big difference, big difference. And those 262 days is a lot of repairs, and that was only partial treatment. If you go for the full treatment, you'll get complete remission, I believe. The problem is that we don't get the research money to do this stuff. The scientific evidence that I use are basically done on biochemistry, cell cultures and things of that nature, extrapolated to the human. A lot of people would say, well, you can't do that. I beg to differ.
Well, my name is Tenzin Cherney, or Diana Taylor, whichever you prefer, and I'm currently living in South Gippsland, down near Wilson's Promontory, where Australia points down towards Tasmania. And I'm there writing. I'm writing a book on addiction at the moment. And I do some work on the internet with people who are studying Buddhism, and sometimes people who want some counselling on the internet. And I come out and teach and talk at conferences and things like that. So what I was talking about today was about addiction and freedom. And the main aspect that I wanted to bring out was that it's not just a matter of finding freedom from something, because addiction is a trap and we want to escape from that trap, but about what we do when we get out of that trap and how we're going to live our lives post-addiction, if you like. So in running workshops on addiction, what I've been doing is teaching people strategies to handle the distressing situations in which they find themselves, and particularly when they feel that they have no control over their addiction, and give them strategies where they regain some sort of control. And these strategies have got a graduated path, if you like, a series of levels. And people come along to these workshops, and I teach them the techniques over 1 day or 2 days usually, but enough for them to get a feel. And writing the book is a way of extending that. So in the future, once the book is published, then I can give them something to take home with them. So the book is meant as a self-help book, but also as a book for professionals to use in working themselves, so that they can give their own people that they're working with some way of something that they can take home and use, which will be important.